Proxy Table Gaming, PTG, Hyper G, and Lucky-Sixes.
Yo, 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 we are here.
We are. I like your hair today, mate. I don't know if you've done something different.
It's actually wild, like
No.
general atmosphere.
No way. You don't do
Ambiance.
wild.
It is. Yeah, so
Oh, wow. Okay,
I prefer
fair
you
enough.
not to allude to it, actually, if I'm honest.
Okay, we'll cut that then. Cut
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it's
All right. What about in? Is it new hoodie? Am I allowed to comment on that?
new hoodie.
Yeah. Am I allowed to comment on that or
Yeah,
not?
no, you do what you want, mate.
Too late now.
Really.
Too late now. I mean, you're in charge of editing,
just-
so you can
yeah.
cut it out if you want. All right, cool. Apart from the aesthetics,
Yes.
let's do a battle rap, shall we?
Yes, why not? While we're here, and we, I guess, finish off a series as well of stuff, of battles. So here we are, Warhol Massacre. This is the third place playoff as well. So
Yes,
there's still a
after
chance
your
of podium.
semi-final-
Yeah.
Semi-final against Hugh. I
Yeah,
believe.
he just battered me. But so it's Hugh versus Jake as the 1-2, and then it's me versus Luke Williams, who obviously you
Ooh.
played as well.
I did play.
With the
Might have
crazy
Might have beaten him.
VC. Yeah, might have. Yeah.
Might have beaten him.
So it is map B6 for people that want to do its counter thrust, and it's Bloodbath, and
I
Bloodbath
have no idea what Bloodbath is.
is basically a mixture of 3 or 4
Everything.
objectives. So
Okay.
flags. At one point, you get each for every time a scoring unit goes away. Breakthrough for each, but for
And
each
Spoils War
unit,
as well.
and spoils war as well. So yeah, really.
And it doesn't
interesting.
matter about victory points. It's all about objective, isn't it? Still.
It's all objective. So it wasn't too bad. I thought, well, as long as I can get rid of his stuff. But if we, and I mean, our list, it's got. In terms of breakthrough,
our list, I'll take that.
Well,
Is it me and you still in the thought? I'll take it.
I was
Yes,
being
our
northern
list.
then. I was like, our list. So three unit chosen, 1 unit of Lust Warriors, and we'll see what we'll do with them. 2 big unit of Warriors and the Chosen Lords and a Sorcerer just to boot as well. But on the other end of the spectrum, as you've seen before from your battle against him,
It's a crazy list. It's crazy good.
Just
and all sorts.
is it like 8 courtiers.
Eight courtiers. Yeah.
Fair play. Loads of
I mean, you think they're fairly bare bones, but they've all got 4 up fortitude. so
right.
Immediately they've got double wounds.
So
really, so
yeah,
as well
really-
as being vampires. So.
Really cool. 3 Barclays as well. Just loads of. I mean, this is
Vanguard.
MSU, right? If you're
It's
gonna
just Vanguard,
So here we are. At the bottom, I have chosen, then chosen, then warriors with chosen lords, then my lust warriors, which is a bunker.
Can I
I've
guess what your last
decided-
unit is?
Go on.
Is it chosen?
You got it, mate. Can't.
Oh man,
Can't
I was
pull the
tempted to
wool
say
over your
Feldrax,
eyes,
but
yeah. And in an attempt to help me show you what he's got, there was this crazy thing that Warhol does
goodness.
now. Although I'm not
okay.
actually, apart from doing it, I'm not actually sure it helps. But we'll stick with it. So we've got Vampire Knights, Ghouls, a unit of Vampire Courtiers. It looks pretty cool. Varkalek,
like
Wraiths, Zombies with one of his general in, I think.
Okay.
Ghouls that are vanguarded. Varkalek that's vanguarded. Vampire Knights.
3 vampire.
Three
Courtiers.
Vampire Courtiers. Dire Wolves, Ghouls, and another Varkalek. And
This is after he's vanguarded.
after he's vanguarded.
How much respect is he showing you?
I
He didn't show me any
know.
respect
Which,
like that.
to a certain degree, I was happy that my deployment stopped him going behind me.
Yeah, you've
So
already
I
got
was
a minor victory there because you've stopped
Kind
the
of
whole
happy.
thing. Yeah, the way his list works is. This isn't how his list is supposed to
But
work.
also-
He hasn't come at you.
Yes, exactly. But also, I have split my army. So there's... I might have had a minor... I was happy enough. And, just waiting to see where we go from here, really.
Absolutely.
It was my turn first, so I dropped very early for first. Because he has so many units, and
I
there's
suppose
no way.
that also affects his vanguarding if he knows you've got the first turn.
Yeah, so he vanguarded his wolves up here, and it was like an 11, and I was like, all right,
Mhm.
let's get in. Let's get in.
Well, there's nothing
Let's
to
do
lose
it.
by failing that. So yeah, I don't see
Exactly.
why not.
So, and I thought I can't just wait for him to surround me and then charge me. At
No.
least I can do that. And I did pre-measure that I could get the units I wanted into my front. So I was like, at least they're going into the front.
Yeah.
And they made it.
Great. Oh, that's why you go for these things, isn't it?
Yeah. So if anything, it's points. Not that that matters, but it also is for spoils. Sorry, for breakthrough. For
Yeah. Although now you've mentioned it, there's one flag for spoil below the forest and one on the right side of the obstacle. On the two flanks, basically.
So my thoughts were on the left-hand side. I can't do too much about his vampire knights getting around me if they want to. But if they get around me, there's things I can. I think I hit them at the same time, which is bad for vampire knights, really. So I don't mind about them. The courtiers, really, the big thing here is the courtiers are the same agility, and if my chosen charge them, I'm higher agility. If they charge me, they're higher agility. So it's all on the charge,
about the
really.
Charge, yeah. All about the charge.
So yeah, I relentless company up with my big unit to threaten his core because I don't care about any.
And you're on that spoil now.
My main unit doesn't care about anything.
No.
It would take bar all the courtiers at once. I'm happy. And my Lust Warriors just moved up to be 18 inches, so I could Hellfire his Varklak, I think. Otherwise, just on both flanks, just moved up towards the spoils.
You're going with your bunker tactic for your warriors, your Lust Warriors again.
I think so. Yeah. I get a Rod of Battle off on this. It's the only one he lets off, but it's good enough.
That's a good one.
Yep, that's it for magic. I kill these and the dogs, and I face like this. I basically get everything apart from the zombies in my front.
Okay, so even the single vampire courtier is in.
Yeah, and
front,
I mean the zombies are a 13, so they need a 9.
Sure.
And they're zombies, so
of course,
it's just like 5 combat res to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's that. He charges just with his courtiers, needing like a 6 as well. So I'm like, if they don't get it, I've got a real good chance here. But they get it. So
okay, I think you'd expect to get in.
Yeah. So we crack on really from there. I'm going to take some wounds, but hopefully I can do some back.
He's got halberds all round, doesn't he? So what is he?
He's 6. He's hitting me on 3s, maybe 2s actually. No, probably 3s with the +1, and wounding me on 2s. I'm not going to do that well to that, but it's only 12 attacks, so a maximum he can kill 6 of my guys.
Yeah.
So I still got a decent amount back. He moves up like so. Pause it and have a look because it's crazy.
He's chaffed your main unit there.
Yeah, so his Vampire Knights on the left are out of my line of sight. His Varkalak on the right is out of my line of sight, and his Varkalak in the middle is just going for the Lust Warriors. Why not?
Nice.
I don't really know how that goes as well, so I'm at this point I'm like,
That's a lot on his fortitude, I would say.
As you said, chaffs me with his Wraiths in the front. Kills me a few with the walking over thing, Reaper.
Oh, sure, the Scream.
And the Varkalak, I guess to the left middle, just goes round to clean up the chosen in the middle if they survive.
So, sure.
And here you go, another Warhol.
Nice, I like it.
Just so you know.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Again, pause if you want a more detailed look. This is after combat, and
so 10 out of 12. Wow.
Yeah, I'm still steadfast, so I stick. But I'm now great weapons.
He did 11 out of 12 then.
Yeah, I was annoyed to only do 2 wounds, to be honest. I mean, I don't think
you had 15 attacks.
Yeah, I don't think I hit that well, but at the same time, I think he did slightly. It was like I hit slightly below average. He saved slightly above average, and it just just meant.
Are you Wrath? I
can't
remember.
Yeah, I am. So
so he was getting +1 to hit as well as you.
Yeah, but it's still on 3s because I'm still defensive 6. So
sure.
Yeah. It was, I wanted to kill one of them if I'm honest, but it wasn't even close. So on my turn, I charge the wraiths in the middle. On the left, I charge the ghouls because it's a scoring unit. I'm pretty happy with that. Over there, I'll probably turn to face the vampire knights. Although I am thinking if I turn to face the centre, then even if they go in the back, they take DTs and I go at the same time.
Oh.
So it's not the worst. So I'm debating whether to ignore the vampire knights, which is mad. I go into the Backlack. We're here to party, right? This is third place players.
Well, to be honest, that puts you immediately. Have you got a standard in that unit?
No.
Okay, well, you're immediately 2-0 up with a rank and a charge that way. So combat res is probably what.
He only has 4 wounds. He doesn't have any armor. It's 50-50 for every wound that gets through. Let's see what I can do. And my chosen on the right charged the chaff there as well. I'm not liking that situation on the right. I'm very surrounded by lots of things that can kill me. So we'll see there. I get Rod of Battle off on these, which certainly helps. And while he snipes my sorcerer,
okay, that might have been the plan from the off.
I do kill/crumble him. Perhaps that was the plan, but I'm happy enough to have that, if I'm honest. And the ghouls, I don't think actually do that well against me.
No, because you've got armor, haven't you?
I've got 3 up armor. I've got 15 attacks. He's got 15 attack. I'm actually looking at that pretty good, I think.
I would say so. Was he wounding you on 5s as well, isn't it?
Yeah. This is after combat, and it looks like I've done no wounds, and he's vampiric one of them back. So I'm just like, oh, that's annoying. He also faces Conga left with my chosen impending, because my he faces Conga left, and
because you run.
Because I run, he chooses not to go after me. So I've got a chance to survive it. Come on, boy. It's on a 4, not re-rollable, but come on, boy.
No, it's still doable.
And on the left, I kill the ghouls, and I turn to face like this. He realises at this point that going into Conga was a terrible mistake, because he can't now charge the courtiers.
It's written a combat report.
The idea behind that was to basically so that they could obviously charge, but he should have just pivoted. But he wanted to stay as close as possible, so he was a bit gutted at that, and that did at least help me out for the time being. My guys on the right, I didn't lose any. In case you're wondering, I did kill the dogs.
You've done your own combat
pivot there. Got my own combat pivot, basically to keep everyone in my front, apart from the courtier, and obviously the Varkalaks in my rear. So the best I could do was have 1 unit in my flank, because the flank is the hardest bit for me. Yeah, you got Ancestral Aid as well, so you re-roll hit. So I was quite pleased, and when he went in with everything, I was like, well, come on, it's going to happen. Yeah, it's going to happen. I'm going to try, if I can, prioritise the Vampire Knights, but let's go. Sure. Like I said, we're here to party, right? Yeah, like 1999. They all get in, which I was like, one of them could have failed, but they weren't really close. So, and this is the remaining movement. So he decides not to charge on the left, instead going for a chaffing with one of his courtiers and lure you into a trap. The rest, well, I mean, it's a trap, but I mean, if I don't, then he still gets me. So it's not really. There's no counter to the trap either. He decides not to charge into my ghouls on with his ghouls, leading me to think further that actually that's a really good matchup for me. I didn't mention it, but my chosen lords kill the wraiths. Bro. And you've done your own combat reform there. To get wider. Perhaps should have faced right. I think at this point I went left because I wanted to threaten the unit of courtiers, and then they just went out. Actually, if I go right, I can help my Lost Warrior guys out. So I think that was your issue is that it's spoils rather than hold the centre. If it was hold the centre, you'd already be 2 or 3 up on the centre by now. Absolutely. But because it's spoils, you need to be there at the end. So So over here with Ancestral Aid, I do 5 wounds. Sorry, to the Vampire Knights. Very close. Very close.
Yeah.
Nothing to the Varkalek, and maybe 1 to one of the courtiers, but they just demolish me, and I go running and they catch me.
Okay.
So it is what it is.
Not looking great, is
yeah,
it?
Basically. And they turn to face this way, and
that's the problem with vampires. If you don't get them in one shot, they just don't get weaker.
I know, yeah, absolutely. The annoying one was the Vampire Knights. I'm not sure how many attacks I had, or whether it was good or bad luck. But if I'd have killed them, it gives me a real good chance over that side. But yeah, maybe with the Lust Warriors to come round. But yeah, not looking good really. This is what I'm saying about the deployment. I did really well for him to not surround me, but what it has done is isolate my units.
Yeah, he's picking them up one by one in ambushes.
Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah. Over on the left-hand side, I charge the chaff because what else is there to do? I'll figure out some way of minimising the damage. I don't charge ghouls because at this point, I've got to go for something. I can't see any other way of getting out.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a different proposition going into the single courtier, isn't it? Because with a fortitude, you've only got 9, 12 attacks with your warriors, and they aren't chosen. They're Lust Warriors, so there's no guarantee you'd actually kill that courtier.
Yeah, exactly.
If he fortitudes well, and then you just get flanked and fronted, and all sorts goes on.
Yeah, for sure. So I was and this is where I was gutted that I didn't face right as well.
Sure. Yes, because if that big unit is charging into the rear of the ghouls, then you blow it up.
Exactly. Especially as I now have to turn right and go after them.
Do it anyway.
My chosen general comes out to go after the zombies or something.
First time you've done this in the tournament. Yeah, my goodness.
So. I kill the courtier and face like this. Again, ignoring the Vampire Knights because they'll DT. And I still go at the same time, so I think I can get.
There's always a chance with DTs.
Over here, they do 4 to me, but I do decent to them. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna still use them as combat res. So if anything comes in, I might be alright, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And this is after crumble, I think, or combat res, or whatever. On the left hand side, he charge with so many things. Oh my god! And I believe that was it. I believe he decided not to go in to my warriors.
No, well, I suppose if the ghouls are picking off warriors, he can grow back. You can't.
Yeah.
So everything the warriors do, he's got time on his side, doesn't he? So
for sure. And actually, what he does here is he does charge the Varkalek and the closest courtier. So.
Okay, with a few units in reserve.
So yeah, like you said, he is hoping to buff up the ghouls so that my warriors going in doesn't do much or really.
Yeah, the Varkalek being on the positive side of combat res is the best place the Varkalek wants to be. So yeah,
both get in because it was super close. As well, over here, that's the general not in combat as well, so he's even doing that, letting his guys do it. His Vampire Knights, I think, take 1 to DT, so happy days.
It's not a grind that goes your way, though, there, unfortunately.
This is after magic and combat, and it's. I think, like, at this point, we both know the game is over, right?
Yeah, sure.
Scoring units, I don't have. He's got ghouls there, he's got a vampire. Knight just on the spoil as well. It's one of those where it's like, okay, well that's happening there. Like there's not much I can do. We could call it, but what we decided to do, as it was third place, is just go crazy and see how the battle would end up otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, there's a few more things to decide, but it's one of those. I think I like I said, I stopped his initial threat, but I guess I didn't counter for being so far away from each other to not help. because I haven't had counter charges. I haven't had really, and with the centre not being able to not facing the wrong way really killed me off as well. But we carry on. I die. No, sorry. I lose a few. I don't do too bad, but I do 2 wounds to the Vampire Knights, 1 wound to a Courtier. He does more, runs me down.
Yeah, and he's lost no points over there. That's
exactly,
your issue, isn't it?
Exactly.
And now that anything that's got a decent amount of
the
health
Courtiers definitely on both sides have just rinsed me. Like,
and that's the idea of the list, isn't it? They're so good.
Yeah, and that can be sometimes with the Chosen. Like I really like the Chosen, but if anything goes before them, they're as good as chaff. You know,
that's
really, really bad. Well, because most of the things that go before them have lots of attacks.
Yeah,
wild hunters.
Well, you say that, but even Chosen have still got a 4-up armor save to back them up. You know.
Yeah, again, there's not many other things that haven't had AP3 that go before them as well.
Yeah, well, yeah, true. I suppose that's the thing. If something is going before you, it's likely something that has AP.
Yeah. They're better than 80% of the units in 9th Age, but those 20% just rinse them. Like that's
a fair point. When you put it like that, it's a fair point. Yeah.
I charged the big unit in. I decided not to charge into the zombies because he's just going to be there for the rest of the game. And
yes, it's true.
As much as I'd like to kill a squadron unit, I've got to go after the right-hand side, and that's my plan with the general. So, again, bad planning because that's a turn wasted that I didn't follow up on the plan.
Sure. It's a really difficult game of chess you're playing there, though, because you're trying to predict a lot of things all at once.
That's it. And like other lists as well, they just outmaneuver me. It's just simple, really. I get into the Courtier, and I put the general that way. That line is just a line of sight thing.
Sure.
He doesn't rally.
Oh man, he's gone.
I was hoping for some sort of moral victory.
Was that 2 or 3 attempts?
He does survive the impassable terrain though, so there's that.
Although technically, when you're playing objectives only, losing his unit's points isn't massive.
No, I know.
By this point, he probably could have
kind of, but he is a scoring unit.
Oh, sure, for capture the flags. Yeah, you got you.
But I mean, like we said, it doesn't matter. I kill this. I overrun for a nice little picture.
Yeah, that's cool. Nice little Warhol rocks in the background.
Yeah, I get loads of spells off as well. And we're in a position as well where he charged me with loads of things. And actually, I'm really happy with the things he's charging me. I think I'm going to win combat massively.
2 units of zombies in the back, ghoul unit in the front.
So
and a wraith unit in the flank.
I mean, my warriors will do a number on his zombies. My chosen lords will do a number on his ghouls, and obviously the warriors as well.
Especially you're buffed up, yeah.
I think I'm going to crumble the wraiths. So
I think you might crumble the whole lot of them.
Yeah. He doesn't get in with one of the units, but
no difference.
Yeah. So this is all these numbers are the combat res on what I got. I think I killed virtually all the ghouls. I think to face forward. I killed 9 zombies. I'm not sure where I killed the wraiths, but after combat they definitely crumbled.
Oh, absolutely.
So we're just left with the zombies in the rear, which was very interesting to me. On to my turn, I charge this unit of ghouls to get them off the spoils, but obviously we've still got the Vampire Knight. I probably won't be able to get. And I've turned to face the zombies to rinse them, really. So
I suppose maybe he's thinking that is like, by charging all of them at once, he's tar-putting you with multiple units.
Yeah,
so
one of them's bound to survive, right?
Yeah, I suppose he could have done it one at a time and tar-putted you over 2 turns, but maybe that zombie unit that's failed can now do that. So
yeah, exactly. So I obviously killed the zombies. I have run a battle as well and turned to face like this. Don't know whether that was the right play. Perhaps should have done it so the Vac that was in my rear. Didn't know, but yeah. He charges with everything again.
Oh gosh, all those are back.
Yeah. They've moved over and stuff. Again, I'm actually really happy the zombies go in because that gives me some
combat res.
Yeah. But
and they have to maximize like models.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's that, and everything apart from the Varkalak in the rear gets in. So,
okay, yeah.
Again, though, I'm pretty happy. I think that's not a problem for me in order to kill his stuff. So,
no, it looks like 3 courtiers have failed.
So no,
they all charge. Oh no, 3 quarters didn't charge.
Yeah,
sure. I'm with you.
The one that did in the rear did. So this is after combat. So he's done a pretty big amount to me, but and he's obviously raised some zombies. But what it does mean is that the combat goes on. He charges. I'll go back one. The combat goes on. He charges everything in later on, and again the game's over at this point. So I'm not taking as many pictures, but we get to a point where I've got my 2 chosen lords against his Varkalak and courtiers.
Okay.
And I smash him up. Really.
Wow.
My general over there obviously kills the ghouls and doesn't catch the vampire knight.
Yeah.
It's on to my turn.
Of course, I forgot the vampire knight can just move the spoil.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, well, the vampire can't get away because he's got to come for the flag. But spoils me.
And this is the last picture after all the him putting literally everything into my warriors unit. We both got 3 models left each.
Wow, but because he's got 2 spoils, all your scoring units, he's got 2 scoring units still left on the table.
I think I killed a decent amount of scoring units. He's got 5.
Yeah, he's got
I
a
might
lot.
have got 5 as well. So it's actually a lot closer than it was. But the spoils alone is enough to put it over.
Yeah.
And a really, really fun game. It was really interesting. I didn't really know how I was ever going to cope with the maneuverability, and I guess on another day, if it was about points, he might not have charged everything in. But I don't think he was charging in expecting to die.
No.
So, I mean, those chosen lords and warriors are really in a number. So,
yeah, I'm right in thinking that vampire knights, when the general dies, vampire knights don't crumble, do they?
No, because they're vampiric.
No, because they're vampiric. Yeah, I thought.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that would have been amazing if they just crumbled on the last turn because the general was dead.
Yeah, but what it does mean is I obviously lose and get loads of victory points, but not that it matters. And Luke takes 3rd place. So congrats to Luke. I believe Jake won the tournament as well.
Sure, yeah.
So well done, Jake. And yeah, really, I guess thanks to Paul, the Godbold Fantasy Wargaming podcast guy.
Some really fun ideas there with the whole tournament.
For the tournament, really, because it was good to have an online one as well. I think that's the first one since lockdown was eased. Possibly. Really interesting concept, and I'm happy enough for 4th.
Well, massively, yeah, no, definitely. I think, considering after 3 games you were as good as out.
Yeah.
It's
crazy,
that's an amazing recovery, isn't it? Really. So,
I had 7 games in all, and I think I won 3, and I still got to this point.
Cool.
How crazy, right?
That is. And you played vampires 3 times. Only beat vampires twice, but played vampires 3 times. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
So well done.
Interested to hear people's things on this battle, on what I should have done against just that sheer MSU thing. I think it would have been better to make the table smaller.
Perhaps.
And just
I did that in my game, didn't I? And I literally was surrounded before I had a turn. Whereas I think potentially your list copes with that a bit better.
Well,
because you're so killy.
I kind of did that against the demons, and as you say, got surrounded and then died. So I was like, okay, maybe that isn't. So I don't know. So I'm really happy to hear people's opinions on that. On the list itself, very, very one-track minded.
One-dimensional.
Doesn't have at all really the maneuverability. Although I don't think I'm very good with this list. Interestingly, because I think
you don't think you're good with any list.
No, but I think I didn't. The 2 things I didn't use, I didn't know how to use the Lust Warriors, but I know they are good. Sure. So I've definitely used that wrong. And
are they better when there's more than 1 unit of them?
Possibly.
And they're backing each other up.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But also, I guess, as you said, this was the first battle that I moved someone out before turn 4, turn 5.
Because your chosen lord is each
yeah.
of
So
them are kind of units on their own.
Yeah. And I didn't have any shooting against me.
No.
Either.
No.
So.
Well, 3 out of 7 of your battles were against vampires, and 1 was against demons. You know, that's ruling out a lot of the shooting armies right there.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think I need to use them a lot better when, maybe turn 2 onwards and stuff.
Sure.
So yeah,
to give yourself more zones to cover, basically.
I think so. More angles and counter charges and stuff like that.
But it does rely on making the right call about which direction you're facing. And that is tough when you've only got 7 units on the board.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 units without the lords, but 7 with the lords. So yeah, it's tough. It's a tough list to play, I think. So very compact, but
fun enough, and did exactly what I needed for online tournaments. It was super quick.
Yes,
it was super quick.
That's what you were going for, wasn't it?
So and I got to play 3 units of chosen, which was the aim. So I was really happy.
Absolutely.
As I say, really enjoyed the tournament. The objectives were really fun. And interested what people think about the objectives and stuff. And it was nice to wrap up Massacre.
Definitely, yeah. And thanks to Paul, like you say, for putting it on, because it's not easy taking the responsibility of coming up with a tournament. You've got a lot of people who are hanging on your word,
man,
and everything. And so nice one. Great. So we'll wrap up Massacre, like you say, and move on to the next project, which, we're a little bit in 2 minds about where we're going with our next project, but we've got a few ideas, and it might be something a little bit different.
Yeah.
So,
and we have reached out to our Patreon and people as well. You might have seen a video. I'll link it at the end of this. But yeah, we're discussing ideas from our Patreon and from the comments and things like that as well. So if you have any things you want to see in the future, do tell us, because we will put it on the channel.
Yeah, we're really looking. We love hearing new ideas and ready to play anything, really.
Yeah.
So. And
yes, and also some very interesting things coming up in the future.
Absolutely. Shush you.
I know.
Right, we'll end it there before he spoils anything else. Right, we'll see you soon, ladies and gentlemen.
See you later.